Well, what's going on, gang? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Thank you so much for joining me. I've got something relatively new on the table and something that I like quite a bit. This is the MicroJimbo. Not a name that rolls off the tongue, but very fitting. This is a Michael Janich design. Now, I am a big fan, like a big fan, of the Yojimbo and the Yojimbo. And so when I saw this pop, I was like, it's awfully small, but maybe we should think about it. So I did for a while, and then I kind of forgot about it. And then I was carrying these, and I thought, oh yeah, there's a little one. So I went and ordered the one I could find. Now, you can see I've got a look. I'm not a huge fan of their blacked out blades, but this is the one that was available to me. I ordered it from Lynch, and I got their excellent clip with it. I really recommend this. If you poke around on the Lynch Northwest website, you will discover that they buy knives, put their clip on it, and charge very little extra for the addition of the clip. I love Lynch clips, and so this was a win for me kind of all the way around. You don't have to do it. As you can see, I've got, these are both MXG clips on these. But I just think that this is, look, it's a good aesthetic. It looks really nice. Anyway, let's talk about what you get here. The MicroJimbo is everything that you've come to expect from the Jimbo line of knives. It is a fighting knife design brought into a utility EDC tool, right? Both the Yojimbo, the big one, and the Yojimbo are fighting style blades, but these are excellent everyday carry knives. Unless you're cutting salami or something on a cutting board, in which case the flat line of the blade isn't going to serve you very well. But for your other sort of daily tasks, rope cord, boxes, cardboard, packages, this is an excellent tool. And because of the way it's designed, if you need to in a pinch, it'll do its original job very, very well also. My Yojimbo looks a little different because, well, I modified it. These bumps and swells on the handle of the Yojimbo just didn't work for me, so we smoothed it out, and it is much nicer. The MicroJimbo has a much less aggressive bit of swells to it, so it's just comfortable. It's cute, isn't it? Look at it, little pokey thing. Action's very good on the compression lock. You can flick it right open. You can roll it open very easily too. I'm glad they did this. I think it's really cool. Now, of course, I did, as I said, bought this from Lynch, so it's got the Lynch deep carry clip on it. A knife like this, not set up for deep carry, makes no sense. This comes with their wire clip on it, which is deep carry, I'm going on about. But these two did not. They came with standard Spyderco clips, that spoon clip that just sucks. But anyway, yeah, let's take a look at what you get for your, how much are these right now? These are, yeah, so these are about 198 bucks, about $200. I got to tell you, Spyderco's pricing is only slightly less crazy than Benchmade's pricing these days. But, if you want American-made tools, you're going to pay American-made prices. And you probably shouldn't complain about it, because that's the way it goes. Whether or not the MicroJimbo here is worth $200 entirely is going to fall into how important you think your tools are and how well this particular implement is going to meet your needs. I bought it because I'm a knife collector and I wanted all of them. In fact, I'm looking for a Yojimbo 1. I met a guy at a gun show the other day that had one. he wanted a little more for it than I was willing to pay, and it wasn't in that great shape. But there is an OG version of this that I would like to have, just because I'm a collector and that's what I do. For you, for most of you, this is going to come down to usefulness. At this size, it is a fantastic backup knife. It is no more or less pokey and stabby than its cousins. I do want to point out, one of the joys of the Yojimbo 2 in particular, and the Yojimbo, is that hollow grind, right? It's a nice thick slice of steel that is hollow ground, so you get a really nice edge on it. It's a very sharp knife. The micro is just slab-sided, and so it's less a technical investment from the folks at Spyderco. They're easier to grind and to make, I imagine. So you actually are getting a little bit less for the money. I don't know that I paid $200 for this when it was new. So anyway, that's you. You do you. For now, let's focus on this little thing. What do you get? You get, looks like just about 2 1/4 inches of cutting on about 2.5 inches of their S30V grip area. It's about there. Well, I mean, technically, I guess you're supposed to hold it back here, but yeah. All right, so we'll do it from there. We're looking at 3 1/4 inches from here. If you come a little bit forward, and you're gonna, I can get all 4 fingers onto this thing if I work at it a little bit, but it is a tiny knife. Tip to tail, 6 1/4, a little under. Closed profile is very typical of Spyderco. It's a little tiny knife that takes up 1.5 inches in the pocket. But this series of knives is like that. They're relatively bulky in their design. What are we doing? Oh, right. Closed length. 3 and... a little over 3 1/4. 3 3/4, excuse me. Now, in fact, yeah, we're just at 3 3/4. It's a great 5th pocket knife. It is a fantastic carry. I was wearing dress pants the other day. I know, but I have to sometimes. And the combination of how much this weighs and how little it is, and the all blacked out, this was an excellent low-key carry. And it snaps open, and it's right there when you need it. This is a good tool. It is. Let's do some size comparisons. I mean, I've already had it with everything, but let's put it up against a pyrite so you can see that it is considerably smaller than that. How about a bug out? Now that's an interesting comparison, because unless you are a very small person who is very skilled at knife fighting, the combat sort of tactical capacities of the MicroJimbo probably aren't going to be its strongest suit, which means it is a small, lightweight carry. But so's that. And they're about the same price these days. I think this is a little bit less, but not much. And while we're at it, the 940 is a tiny knife, and they make a mini 940, right? The 943. I guess what I'm getting at is that I understand where this came from in the sort of family of things, but I also think that means it's competing with an awful lot of really good knives. Again, that'd be up to you, right? Does it fill a role in your life? Is it something that you would want and need? I am glad that I own it. I think it's cool. I wanted it because it is the tiny version of 2 of my favorite knives, and I love that. But for most of you, you're not buying knives to fill a spot in a knife case. You're buying knives because they fill a spot in your daily need. Will that? If the answer is yes, go get one, because it is well made. It does exactly what it's supposed to. It's surprisingly comfortable for its size. It is excellent for draw cuts. But you know better than anybody. Let's weigh it. Okay, the MicroJimbo. What up, MicroJimbo? Comes in at 2.9 ounces, so it is 1.1 ounces heavier than a bug out, and 2.9, 2.4. It's heavier than my 940. I'm guessing that's the blade stock's a little thicker. I don't know. You tell me. Now, if you had the wire clip on there, it probably weighs a little bit less than this titanium clip. Maybe? I don't know. You have to find out for yourselves. The MicroJimbo. Something new from the folks at Spyderco. I'm here for that. Whether or not it's going to be the same kind of success that they've had with these two has yet to be determined. I think that it's going to find a niche. I think it's going to find its carrier. And I think it's going to be around for a while. But anyway, you tell me, what do you think? Is the MicroJimbo, does it make sense to you? Is it goofy? Let me know down in the comments. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. This has been the MicroJimbo. I have been a Therapeutic Edge, and we'll see you next time.